I have owned this old Apple Watch for years now, and let's be honest, the battery life sucks. Which is why the market for fitness rings like the RingConn is increasingly growing. With something like the Gen Air 2, you can expect 10 days of battery life compared to less than a day with an old Apple Watch. And it has a very low entry price point at less than $200. Which is why inside this video, we're gonna be talking about the Gen 2 Air and why it might be a better tech wearable for you. Before we jump in, I must say that I was sent this ring to review inside this video. However, all of my thoughts and opinions are my own. And with that being said, the Gen 2 Air comes in at $100 less than its counterpart, the Gen 2. And there's only going to be two real differences between the Gen 2 and the Gen 2 Air. That's going to be sleep apnea monitoring, as well as a couple days less of battery life. So if those two things really don't matter to you, then the Gen 2 Air might be the better option to the more expensive Gen 2. Inside of the box, you're first going to be greeted with some manuals and instructions. We really don't need to concern ourselves with this. Following that, we have the ring itself. It comes in two different colors. This one is the Dune Gold, but you could also get the Galaxy Silver. Underneath the ring, we have the charging base, which is going to be magnetic. It's pretty cool. You take the ring here, you just magnetically attach it to the charging base, and it sits there and charges. And of course, they give you a USB-C cord to make that happen. Now, they say to wear these fitness rings on your non-dominant hand. For me, that's the right. And honestly, the rings feel a lot better than I thought they would. I have a little bit of gap here, a little bit of cushioning. This is going to be a size 10, but nonetheless, it does fit on my middle finger pretty well, and it's fairly comfortable. You are going to have those notches there in the middle. You can feel them a little bit, but for the most part, I don't notice too many differences between my wedding band and this ring. And not to mention, the Dune Gold color really does look awesome. Now, I have tested this, and the battery life is excellent. It is very close to that 10-day mark, and you can get a fully charged battery with this thing in 90 minutes or less, which is solid. So after testing this out for the past couple of weeks, I really am enjoying it more than my clunky, slow Apple Watch. It's lightweight, it's easy to take on and off, and it tracks pretty much all the same things that my Apple Watch does. And all of that tracking is housed inside of the RingConn app. The RingConn app is one of the highlight features of this ring. It has a lot of relevant information, and I love checking out my stats throughout the day. Starting from the top down, we have the date up here, so you can see how you're doing for that specific day, or you can go backwards in time and see how you've done in previous days. Below that, we have the wellness balance chart. It gives you a score for your sleep, your vital status, your activity, and your relaxation. You can click on any one of these scores, so let's go ahead and go to sleep because that's my lowest score here. I have my sleeping heart rate, as well as my skin temperature, time asleep, sleep goal gap, and things like sleep efficiency and time awake. Now, my wife and I just had a newborn, so obviously this sleep score is going to be quite low. Activity is also pretty low for me right now because I haven't been doing a bunch of moving today. However, my relax score is a 91, which is really high, and it shows things like all-day average stress level, relax and normal condition ratio, and maximum stress levels. Lastly, we can go over to vital status, which will do automatic vital sign testing throughout the day. If we go back to the main screen, you can see your sleep here. Click on it, tells you your score once again, how efficient you're sleeping, total time asleep. What I really like down here is going to be sleep stages. So the pink is going to be times that I was awake, and the blue is going to be sleeping. My REM sleep is definitely low. Light sleep is a little bit higher, and deep sleep is 30%. I can then take a look at my activity for the day, so how many steps, how many calories burned, how many active calories, and so on. Then one of my favorite tabs to check is the stress. So it tells me that I'm in the normal range, which is great. I have been in the normal range pretty much all day long. There's been some times that it has spiked, but it's never gotten too bad. The highest I ever got to was medium, so that's good news. Below stress, we have vital signs. We can click in here. We can see heart rate, average heart rate, oxygen levels, HRV, skin temperature, and respiratory rate. You can also at any time start an exercise within the app or even keep track of your menstrual cycle if you are a woman. Next up, we have the plan tab, which is completely customizable. The plan section allows you to create goals for sleeping, activity, and exercise. If you ever want to change one of these, you can click on it. You can hit these three little dots here, and you can edit your plan. I want to get at least 8 hours of sleep, 30 minutes of moderate exercise a day, and I want to try to exercise 4 days a week. You can go back to other days to see which one of these you accomplished. So I did get 30 minutes of exercise, and I exercised 4 days a week. However, my sleep was suffering. Thirdly, we have the Health tab, which is a long-term data collection tab. I don't currently have enough data inside of this profile. However, it will give you a lifestyle score over time to see how well you're doing. And then lastly, we have the Me tab. Inside of the Me section, you can see how much battery life there is remaining. Currently, we're at 69%, which gives me 6 days and 13 hours. This is also where you can keep track of all of your different badges like ring wearing, sleep, activity, and stress. And of course, at any time, you can access the user guide or the app settings within inside this section. So it's safe to say that I am a fan of the Gen 2 Air by RingConn. It's really lightweight, I barely even notice it on, and it provides so many different stats that are helpful for me without having to wear my Apple Watch. So who is this ring for? Well, I would recommend it to anyone who wants to have some wearable tech that keeps track of your activity, your sleep, your stress, your oxygen levels, and so on, without having to be bogged down with something on your wrist. For someone like my wife who does not like to wear watches, this is a perfect solution for keeping track of her activity. So if you're in the market for a new piece of wearable tech that can give you valuable information, then I definitely recommend checking out RingConn, specifically the Gen 2 Air, for the lighter and cheaper version of the RingConn Gen 2. If you're interested in checking it out, I'll go ahead and leave an affiliate link down below this video inside the description. Thank you so much for watching this video review, and I hope that it was helpful. My name's David, and I do product reviews, product comparisons, and top 5 best videos in both the home and tech niches. If you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for when I release my next review.